Hello all, myself Ayush Arora and I am your author of this course Ethical Hacking. We are on our chapter called as Malware. In this chapter we are going to discuss about the viruses, their types of viruses, the GPS toolkit and the virus total. So what are the malwares are? Malwares are the programs or you can say the codes which are designed for the malicious activity. So there are lots of families of viruses like backdoors, trojans, worms, virus, Celity, rootkits. So there are lots of families are there. They are all designed for their own requirements. Viruses and worms are basically replicate themselves into your networks, or you can say pen drives and thumb drive, whatever you will plug into the system which has the virus, so it will also replicate into that hardware. Trojans are for the specific tasks. Let's say example of a trojan is a backdoor. So whenever backdoors comes into your system, so it will give a reverse shell to the attacker. So that's the job of the backdoor. Same as rootkits. Rootkits basically lies on your driver sides. So it will inject their code into your BIOS, or you can say the hardware drivers, and they are very difficult to remove. So there are lots of types of malware families. Each one of them has their own requirement. So there is a toolkit called a JPS toolkit, which the malware creator uses to create a malware on their own, a virus you can say on their own. So there are lots of toolkits available to create your own malwares, depend upon your requirement. You can also code them in your own your language like C, Python, Java. So in whatever language you want, you can write your own malware. So I will show you a demo of JPS toolkit, how JPS toolkit works. As you can see, this is a virus maker. You can this gives you lots of functionality, like you want to disable the antiviruses, you want to disable time, Internet Explorer, Yahoo, taskbar, you want to hide services, you want to hide run entries. So this gives you lots of features already. So just by clicking on them, whatever the requirement is of your virus, you can create it. You can also give the name also, like Explorer or SVC host. So these are the Explorer, SVC host, these are the legitimate files of your system. So if you see these files in the process explorer, so you will not be able to basically differentiate between the original between the legitimate file and the malicious malwares. So by this name it will run into your system. So you can also decide if you want to restart the system, turn off the system, hibernate the system. If you give a name, your own name to a virus, and it is running in the process explorer, and if someone finds out that this is not the process which intent is authorized to run, so they can kill it. But if you run like svc host or explorer.exe or iexplorer.exe, so there is a chance that no one will be able to differentiate between the legitimate file and the malicious file. So you can just create the virus. You can see the server has created it successfully, and if you go here, you can see the run 32dll, or this I have created, and this one just has been created, explorer.exe. So this is the virus. If you execute it, it will do the same tasks which you have given here. So this is a free toolkit. Like this, there are lots of toolkits comes in which you can create the viruses. You can also create these viruses on your own code in C, Java. So let's move to our next topic, which is the virus total. Virus total is a project of Google which gives you lots of functionality. You can upload any file into it and it will scan through all the antiviruses available in the market today. They have the engine of all the antiviruses, so it will scan that file with all the antiviruses and gives you the result of it. You can also search the URL if you are intended that this as a security professional, that this URL is malicious. So you can also paste that URL and you can scan it. So it will scan with lots of you can say engines which has the capability to detect if the URL is malicious or not, if they have the malicious scripts or not. So like this, if I have uploaded my sender.exe into it, which just now I have created with the JPS toolkit. So if you can see, all the antiviruses are detecting it because they have already known what is the code behind it. So Bitdefender is detecting with this name, your ESET Note 32 is detecting with this name, your Icarus is detecting, your McAfee, Kaspersky is detecting. So you can always test your own code on the basis of what if any antivirus is basically detecting your code or not. So you can see there are lots of information. It also gives about the file. It also gives the hash. This is the MD5 hash of this is the unique hash value of your file. SHA1 hash value of your file size, is it a Win32 exe or not. So like this, it gives you lots of information about your files. So behavioral information also it gives you. Let's say it is dropping this file and this file in this folder, run 32 DLL, and this are 8 zeros and 7.clv file. So these are kind of the behavioral information also it tells you, because in the back end it runs this file in its own sandbox and it gives all the entries which your virus is doing. So by this also you can also able to find what actually your virus is capable of doing it. So malware authors, or you can say the virus creators, always test their code before spreading into the internet in this website, this virustotal.com, so that no antivirus is detecting it. So once if you create a virus and once you spread it to the public, and if no antivirus is detecting it, so by the time any antivirus gives the detection of it, so you are good to go if you are an attacker. So it will definitely cause harm for thousands of systems. So this project of Google is very powerful. It has also lots of features which comes by when you purchase the professional license key of this. It gives you also the functionality of searching the files by the MD5s and SHA hash signatures only, so you do not need to each time upload the viruses on it. You just you can scan the file using the hashes. So there are lots of features in this VirusTotal. It's a very big project, and every security researcher, every malware author, or every malware analyst always use this tool as their priority. So that's all for this chapter. I showed you what I told you what are the viruses are, what are the trojans, backdoors are, and what are the toolkits. I showed you a demo of GPS toolkit. It's a very simple GUI by which you can create the viruses on your own. And VirusTotal, lots of malware analysts or malware authors also uses this project VirusTotal. So that's all for this chapter. We will dig into deep in our advanced series of all the viruses and how you are going to analyze it by code, and how you are going to get the code from a exe into a assembly format. So by that, lots of malware author analyzes the viruses and differentiate between the legitimate files and the malicious files. Thank you.